Hello, what's up? Pyonichiwa, Kontomo. How's it going, everyone? I just got back from the bathroom and I walked straight into my door. And you know that feeling when you just like try to push open your door, but you didn't push down the handle all the way, so you just like smack into a fully closed door? That's what just happened. Anyways, thanks for coming, everyone. Hope y'all are having a great evening, afternoon. Certainly better than me just walking into my own door. Sorry I'm a little late. I was working on just fixing up some stuff for a new cover. Hopefully coming out soon. We will see. We'll see how that goes. Mostly just focused on pumping out the mix and then coordinating some stuff for the video, but it will be a short one, very short. Yes. Also, Zatsudan 2 Electric Boogaloo. Yeah. I really enjoyed last one, so I thought it would be fun to do another one this week. Because I actually managed to carve out some time in the evening. So I was debating between a few things on what to do, and I just figured, well, I already had this thumbnail kind of sitting on the back burner, so I was like, why not? You know? I don't have anything ninja theme prepared. I just thought it would be funny to put that in the thumbnail and in the post. So, here we are. Oh, I should tweet on twitter.com that we are live now. That's a good idea. Not this account. I don't know what it is, guys, but any other Twitter users, have you noticed that Twitter is doing funky things right now where, like, if you're trying to switch between your accounts, sometimes it just doesn't, or like it won't even show your other accounts, because that's definitely a thing, and it's been really funky. Starting now, tweet that out. But yeah. Anyways, how you guys doing? I feel like it hasn't been too long, which is probably a little shocking to both you guys and me. But it's good to stream every now and then and say hi. Maybe doing something like two streams a week would be cool. But we'll see how that works. Where's your shinobi art? What is your shinobi art? Disappearance no jutsu. Disappear for 3. It allows me to disappear for 3 months and then return back like nothing happened. That's my hidden technique. My ultimate forbidden jutsu. Not commonly used in this community, but sometimes used. Shared by myself and only a few. Man, yeah, if you guys had a jutsu, what would it be? What would it be? I feel like get milk jutsu. That's a much better way of putting it, you know. I was just buying milk and then, you know, here I am. Actually, guys, this is gonna be crazy. But I went to the grocery store today. Do you know how revolutionary that is? I haven't been to the grocery store in like, it's been like over a month, at least. I know it's not much, but I ended up getting like bananas, which is a good start because I was like, man, I don't really have anything to munch on in the mornings before I go to work. And then, what else did I get? Then I also got like, oh, I should grab that from downstairs after the stream. But I got like this little like, not protein shake, but you know like those like juice things that you could like drink and they're like super sugary. I got one of those and that was really good. It's really good. And then, so yeah, and then I got some emergency just frozen microwave food. It's a little sad, but it's better than nothing. Do you get any carrots? I thought rabbits like carrots. This rabbit didn't think of that. I was more focused on getting bananas for work. Just some munching on things. Maybe because I'm yellow, I'm more of like a banana fan than like a carrot fan. Also, back to the jutsus, healing jutsu. It's interesting. That's a pretty good one. Dab jutsu. That's my second technique for sure. Bro went to the grocery store for convenience store items, guys. Guys. Yeah, I don't know how to live like a functional person, so instead, I just get what's convenient to me. I love living in the modern age. Somehow I'm a failure of an adult, but I've made it this far, so it kind of works out. Carrots give rabbits diabetes. That's what Tomoya. Yeah, exactly. They're really bad for rabbits, which is why I got bananas and a super sugary drink, so I definitely can avoid the diabetes that I'm getting from carrots. But all was not lost in that trip. I also picked up 2 very important things while I was out grocery shopping. I picked up a 7-Eleven glizzy. First time buying a glizzy by myself at 7-Eleven. Second time I've ever gotten a 7-Eleven glizzy. It was okay. It was okay. Didn't hit like the Costco glizzies, you know what I mean? But it was still pretty good. So, but it was kind of awkward because I walked up and it said self-serve, but I was like, I don't see any buns or things anywhere. So I was like, excuse me, how does this work? And the cashier guy just looked at me, and then I was like, oh, this is my first time getting a hot dog. How does it work? And that's probably the most embarrassing thing I've said in like the past few months, but it worked out because he's like, oh, here you go. And he gave me the bun thing and he charged me like $2 or something. It was great. But yeah. Also, happy Pride, everyone. Happy June. Happy Pride. Hope you guys are enjoying the month of the Pride. I don't have any celebratory things. They had some Pride flags at our workplace, and that was cool. Like, half my coworkers didn't know what they were, but I was like, that's okay, guys. That's okay. I know you guys maybe aren't as plugged into things and are just being nerds, but that's okay. But yeah. Glizzy Overdrive. No, I was like, I was a little disappointed with the glizzy this time because I went over to like get some cheese from the cheese machine at 7-Eleven and some like chili at the chili machine. And I pressed the cheese one and it just like dribbles some like cheese piss, some cheese water onto like the dog, and I'm like, guys? So I just figured the cheese machine was broken or out of cheese. And then I went over to the chili machine and I was like, well, you know, maybe the chili machine still works because obviously the cheese machine didn't work. And I pressed the button and it just spits out like wet chili fart on me, but it's like hot because the inside of the machine is like hot, and it just like goes on my hand. I'm like, ow, what the hell? So, and then I just had like wet chili fart on my hot dog, which was a little sad. But yeah, so it is what it is. Cheese machine, yeah. I don't know if you guys have 7-Eleven where you are, but like there's supposed to be a working like cheese and chili machine where you can just press the button and it dispenses like, it's like a I don't know, what's something that dispenses like liquid at a, I don't know, like a ketchup machine or something, and it just like and puts some like cheese on your hot dog. It's supposed to work, but it doesn't. And they also have some for hot chili. It's supposed to work, but it didn't. But it's also 7-Eleven, so it is what it is. They said, I think I'm non-binary, but I'm on shift, so I don't care right now. Yeah, a guy was like, what's this flag? And then it said, oh, he's like, I was like, oh, that's a trans flag. He's like, oh, that's cool. I was like, yeah, that's cool. It's like, okay. That one guy was like, some coworkers are not very, yeah, never mind. I won't tell that. But some guys made some very, shaking my head remarks, and I'm just like, oh, you would definitely get canceled online. That's unfortunate. Man said a slur once at work, and I was like, you probably can't say that. He was like, oh, my bad. I didn't say that. Anyways, it is what it is. It's not a bad workplace. It's just sometimes there are characters, you know, and that's what happens when you work at a place with a lot of people employed there. Racetrack quit trip had glizzy too. Chef's kiss. Nothing like the glizzy. You know, it did its job. You know, it filled me up. It was good. Not like, again, like oh, who was it? It was just saying. Nothing really beats the Costco glizzy. Yeah, Dandelion. Nothing really beats the Costco glizzy. But, like, it's still, a glizzy's a glizzy, right? You gotta gobble sometimes. And it was pretty good. What's worse, hot, wet chili fart hot dog or cold, wet chili fart hot dog? TBH, like, the wet fart was so small from, like, the chili that I would have preferred cold so it didn't, like, burn my hand when I was sitting under there. Because, like, if it were cold, I would have at least held the button longer to see if more could have come out. But, like, when I got, like, farted on with the chili, I was kind of like, okay, that hurts. I'm done. So, that's just my take on that. That's just my take on that. But yeah, spray cheese sauce. Like, exactly. It's not like a splatter or anything, but it's like, like, if you squeeze, like, a ketchup packet, it comes out like that. But yeah. Do I have a topic prepared for today? Oh boy, do I not. I have a list of a few things here. One of them I've already hit, which is I went grocery shopping and bought the most man-child stuff. Also got, oh, I haven't mentioned that I got boba yet, but I got boba. It was pretty quick. That was fun. Those are two of my topics. The next topic was, wow, I did laundry, which is really interesting. And then the rest are just like cursed things I saw on Twitter that I was just gonna mention. No, but otherwise not really any topics. Will I make another anime cover? Yes, indeed. The cover I have prepared that I was working on earlier today is like a very short, like YouTube Shorts style cover, but it is from an anime song from this season. I haven't caught up on JoJo. I need to. But JoJo openings are always pog. I wish I could sing one. I still can, actually. It's just backlog. But yeah. Also, welcome in, Rapture Queen. Hello, hello. But yeah. Definitely was working on that. One opening I do want to really sing when it comes out. Kind of on brand for me. I've only heard the amount of the Oshino co-opening that's in the preview. But damn! That drop goes hard, man. If you guys haven't heard it yet, it slaps. Oh, the drop is peak. Like, oh, it just slaps. So yes, and by slaps I mean like it's like the 2 seconds I heard of that. That was good. I just know I have to sing it. I know it's gonna go hard. So yeah, got that. You have the Tsuneria logo showing in the corner. Does that matter? I don't think it does. You know, the only other thing is I have to say to that is like I don't have another version of this overlay without the logo. So the only way I have to remove it would be to cover it up. But I don't think Tsuneria is gonna come after me for that, because I don't think they would care too much. So, I just leave it there as a fond memory of the past, you know. So I hope you guys don't mind. Most people, I guess people who don't know about Tsuneria will come in and be like, oh, there's a logo. That's cool. I wonder what that means. And for them, they'll never know. Or maybe they will. Just pretend it's the Tsundream logo instead of Tsunderia. Yes, exactly. Honestly, we should get a Gen logo. I don't know why we never thought of that. I feel like all of us are probably too busy to put one together. But it's a good idea. But yeah, can't wait to show whenever you're ready to show us what, can't wait for whenever you're ready to show us what you've been cooking. Yeah, honestly, I'm really excited to release it too. I need to record like the model video for it after this, but it's gonna slap, hopefully. I don't know if I want to re-record it on a different microphone, because I recorded it on my like kind of deeper sounding microphone. And it works for like the high vocals, because like the high vocals usually sound like a little too harsh, but like this one kind of like darkens it up a little bit. But for like the low octave, it sounds a little, it's not quite bright enough. So I don't know if I'm gonna mix and match, but I'm like on the fence for it, thinking about it. But yeah, I just realized it's a crown with a smiley face. Yeah, it's like the the carrot you carrot. Yeah, it's definitely funny. It's cute. What makes the microphone pick up things differently like that? Few different things. One can kind of be like the difference in like dynamic versus condenser. So dynamic, you can think about it like usually, well, the Shure 7B, which a lot of podcasters use. It's great because it filters out a lot of background noise, and it's, yeah, dynamic basically means like you have to be really close up to it for it to pick up. And generally it's not as like rich with the sound. But the 7B does an excellent job of just giving like a really warm tone because of that. You can also think of like all your handheld mics. The reason you can't hear everything that's going on in the background is because they like dynamics just are really distance sensitive. And then you have your cardioids, which are like cardioid condensers, which are more like for picking up the broader sound and like a fuller color spectrum, and also aren't as like distance sensitive. So like they're good for capturing more detail in the voice and brighter stuff. But if there's details you don't want to show in your voice, sometimes you want to use the dynamic instead, which is what I mostly use. But yeah, the part I wanted to do was record my like lower range vocals on the cardio condenser, because it would give it more like richness, versus like the high parts like already kind of have the tone and the brightness to get it there, but like there's a little too much harshness sometimes with my technique. That's not great. But yeah, that's the microphone pick choice there. Also, I saw something in chat I wanted to respond to, and then I lost it. Oh, any anime I've been liking this season from Giraffe. Yes! Oh, that was the other thing I was gonna say. Also, wait, before I get to that. To, hello? I'm not often on here, but I'm glad I could finally catch one of your streams. You have such a cool voice and make great covers. Thank you so much! Yeah, I'm definitely hoping to make more. It's been a hot second since I put one out there, but trust me, I'm cooking. The kitchen is not closed. It's still going. I've just been way too busy with work, and maybe not so, just a lot going on, to be honest. Lots of stuff personally, not like bad stuff, but just busy, like vacation and cons and just stuff going on. But yeah, the kitchen will reopen this summer. Not because I don't have work. I have a lot of work, but just because things are quieting down personally for me to do stuff. So yeah. But anyways, anime I've been watching. I've been watching Kaiju number 8, and oh, it's so good. The song I'm doing is from it, so that there's a hint. I just tried to wink and failed miserably. Okay. But Kaiju number 8. This week's episode was so good, and I've heard from a friend that it gets even better. Like, the reason he's not even watching it right now is because like he's like, dude, you haven't seen anything yet, and I don't think the anime's even gonna hit like the good part in the manga. I'm like, okay, but it's so good so far. It reminds me, like, I'm gonna sound cringe, but it reminds me of Attack on Titan back in the day, but like less edgy, but still like fun, and the writing and the action is good. I'm just a hoe for shonen anime. It just hits, you know, when they have like the, oh, he's got the superpower but he can't tell anyone. It's like, that's so good. So I can't wait to see what happens. And then also been watching Windbreaker. That one's been fun. I just like dudes punching each other in the face, like just guys being dudes, you know. I've never been in a fist fight personally, nor do I ever hope to, but man, is it fun watching dudes punch other dudes. Like that's awesome. And then they get all emotional and shit, and it's like, yeah, just dudes being dudes. And then I've also been watching, I'm a little bit behind on this, but Go-Go Loser Ranger is like actually really good. It's like the same studio that did Arknights, the animation, but like Arknights didn't really like pop off because the story was kind of with the animation, but like I think like Go-Go Loser Ranger combines like really good storytelling with is it Hypergraph or whatever studio did Arknights, their insane like visual capacity and like ability to make animation look really pretty. So they got some spice going on there, and the story feels really tense. Like it reminds me almost like watching Knives Out. Like there's like this feeling, this sinister feeling that just kind of like penetrates through the show, and like the way that the author's able to like deliver that is incredible. So I highly recommend, like the title doesn't feel very like, it feels like some kind of comedy act, but like the writing is actually really good. Like it's not like your typical like Sentai like feel good kind of shonen vibes. It's like different. It's like Urobochi Gen type, like subvert your expectations, change the narrative around, and it's pretty cool. I like it a lot. But yeah, saw some clips of Kaiju 8 and the animations are just great. Yeah, the animations, yeah, it's good. Like, okay, one thing I really like is the opening. If you haven't seen it yet, the opening's actually by like an American pop band, or at least it sounds like an American pop band. Well, the ending's by One Republic, so that's definitely an American pop band. So I don't really know who the opening artist is, but I assume they're an American pop band. But what's really cool is like the opening animation is like, it sounds cringe when I say like, oh, it's all 3D, but it's like think like music video 3D. It's like really cool 3D graphics, and like, and it just fits the vibe so well with like an American pop sound. Like, I feel like an anime style opening wouldn't do it justice with the song. So if you guys have a second, like go watch the opening right now. It's like, oh, it's peak. It's so good. Like parts of me are just like, oh, it's so cool. Cause like, the vocals and like the songwriting is all like, it captures like the super edgy feel to the song, to the show, which isn't always reflected, so it's sometimes a little jarring going from the opening. Kaiju number 8. Opening thing by British singer. Oh, interesting. Okay, but yeah, Kaiju 8 or Kaiju number 8. But yeah, I think Karo typed it just above. But yeah, it's really cool. Like, but yeah, sometimes it's a little jarring going from like the super like CGI 3D graphics into like the animation, but you get used to it. And like when it does hit, like when you switch into the opening, like it feels so cool. Like it just builds up the hype for the episode so well. And yeah, I feel like I spend every episode just on the edge of my seat, just waiting to see what happens. And of course it's really cool because it's got like characters with like really cool like fighting styles and stuff, and like it's got good character development, and well, I don't know about development, but it's definitely got good characters that are really enjoyable, and no one feels like, it doesn't feel like you're looking at this guy and like, I hate this guy. Like, everyone's pretty likable. The enemies are cool, and yeah. Speaking of kaijus, have you watched Goji -1 yet? I have not. I've actually never heard of that. What is it about, Karo? I'm interested. I honestly, before Kaiju 8, I never really watched kaiju type shows before, unless you count like Attack on Titan and stuff like that. But it's a really cool theme, and I really like the aspect of like anatomy, and like different creatures kind of have different abilities, and you're fighting them rather than just like, oh, it's titans and you gotta kill them all and stuff. But it's very, very cool. But yeah, this show is so peak. I love watching it. I think it comes out Saturdays? Well, every weekend when I watch it. Yeah, it looks good, but the plot reminds me of Attack on Titan a little. The plot reminds me of Attack on Titan a lot. It's like, it's very similar, but hey, you know, if it's good, it's good. If it keeps you on the edge of your seat, it keeps you on the edge of your seat. Yeah, it's stuff like that. Gotta head out for an event. Great to stop by. Have a great stream. Thank you. Yeah, I know there are some events going on, starting at 8 o'clock, so, totally okay to dip for those as well. I did not think about those when I planned the stream. I was kind of just like, I have some time in the afternoon, or in the evening, so I'm gonna stream, so here we are. I've never watched Godzilla and other kaiju stuff, but it's a great movie on its own. Yeah. I feel like, yeah, I don't know much about the genre, but having never seen like, oh wait, actually, is he talking about Goji -1? Great movie. Oh wait! Oh, it's a movie, not a show. Wait, let me look this up. Goji -1. Oh, Godzilla -1. Interesting. Movie? Wait. English dub. Is this a movie? Or is it a show? Movie? It's the first Godzilla film released by Toho since... Interesting. Oh, that's cool. Huh. I'll have to check it out then. It seems interesting. Maybe it's on... If it's on Netflix, it'll be easy to watch. Man, I haven't used my Netflix in like nearly enough time. Oh man. Yeah. I'll definitely have to watch that. Don't watch much kaiju monsters, not unless it was Godzilla, and well, I only played one of Godzilla's fighting games. Honestly, I didn't even know they had Godzilla fighting games, so that's interesting to me, but seems fun. Yeah. But yeah, I think that's, let's see, is there other stuff about anime I want to talk about? Oh, shows for next season. I heard Bleach is coming back. So I'm excited for Bleach. Also, released on Netflix, used to only be available in Japan for like a year. Oh, okay, maybe that's the thing tonight after stream that I'll check out. But yeah, as for things coming up, I do want to watch Bleach when it comes back. Yeah, Bleach is coming back. Yeah. The next season of 1,000-Year Blood War is coming back in summer. So only a few weeks, 3-4 weeks. So I'm really excited for that. But yeah, welcome in, Hakuya. Thanks for stopping by. Super excited for that. You know, get to see some more Ichigo shit going on. Always good to see that stuff. And then we also got what else we got going? Oh, Oshinoko season 2. I know sometimes it's a little cringe to like Oshinoko. Some people are like, ew, Oshinoko. Everyone likes Oshinoko. Screw you guys. I like Oshinoko. It's cool. I don't know if I've talked about this on stream, but like the reason I like Oshinoko is like I do music. I like learning about the idol industry. Like it's really cool seeing like as someone who's kind of always wanted to be an idol or always like thought about it in the back of my mind. Like it's cool to understand like okay, what actually goes on. I mean, maybe being reincarnated as like someone's baby is not your Oshi's baby is not like something that actually goes on in the industry, or maybe it is. Maybe it is. No, I'm just kidding. Guys, but I like the drama aspect. I like the tension. I like the storytelling. The premise is a little sus for sure, but I like it. and I like the whole the music is so good, and I do have it to thank for 2 of my covers popping off, so I gotta give it like it has a piece in my heart. Do I like the sus? I can't say I like the sus, not gonna lie. I don't like the sus because it makes it like, so I can't say like I really like this show. Like, but the sus also, I hate that the sus like adds to what makes the show interesting in some ways, because it's like, it's like, yeah, maybe not the Aqua X Ruby sus. That's a little too sus, but like, yeah, parts of it are questionable, but the writing, the tension can be so good sometimes, and the payoff can be so good sometimes too. Like, and also someone who doesn't know too much about acting, but has always been like curious about acting and behind the scenes and like, you know, what goes on in these shows that get produced. Like, some people definitely have a better like already pre-existing background than others, but Oshinoko like really helps me like see a little bit more and like understand and yeah, lift the veil on the entertainment industry in a bit, which is really cool, because like yeah, like most of the population, I feel like I don't really have a good idea on what goes on there. But yeah, but it's pretty cool. I think it like in some ways it also has some parallels to VTubing, and like you need to like, I don't know, there's some like you know, you have your NDAs sometimes, then you have like things that being a public figure in some sense, there's a lot of like ties like the Akane story that like really resonate through with anyone being in like an online figure or just a figure in general. So it's like, it in some ways, I hate to call it relatable, but it's like you can relate to some things on it, and I think also some other parts are relatable to a lot of people. Like just being online and not being a public figure, there's a lot of stress, and you could say something weird and people could dogpile you for whatever reason, or people can misunderstand stuff and you won't be able to explain why. But I'm glad they kind of make it work out in Oshinoko, you know. Do you really want to know the entertainment industry? Well, it's interesting to see, right? I don't know if I want to be a part of it. I honestly, something I've been thinking about a lot recently is just like, you know, what it means to be an entertainer. You see, like, I'm not going to touch on it or put any like personal takes out on like the Genshin content creator situation, but like I will say like part of that really like lifts the veil on like, okay, maybe things aren't as like jolly happy as they seem as a viewer, as a like as someone who just like enjoys watching the content, like and sometimes in some ways like it makes me think about like my own kind of entertainment career, not career, but like path, and like sometimes I consider like maybe I take this more seriously, and then I think about, you know, if I'm enjoying what I'm doing right now, like that's probably what matters the most, more than anything. Like if I'm enjoying making covers, enjoying doing these chatting streams and stuff, and hanging out with you guys who enjoy my covers too, and enjoy listening to me talk about random shit, like in that sense, like that makes me satisfied. I don't feel like I need to like network with bigger creators to like, I don't know. Like that's something they emphasize a little bit when you're in a corporation. Like, okay, you need to focus on your growth. You need to like make the company money. I'm like, well, I have my real job. I don't need to make me money. In fact, I might as well just stream normally and not make any money and have fun and have it be an outlet from work. And I think recently that's really what's dawned on me. Like combination of off-kai, stuff I've seen online, and yeah, just that overall sentiment. Like now I see streaming more as like an outlet rather than a responsibility and like something I'm trying to grind or something I'm trying to like, yeah, like dig deep into, I guess, or grow. Like it's nice to do banger covers and have them grow your channel, and it's nice to have more people come by and chat because it gives me more people to bounce off of for topics. Like having chat, like chat interaction is fun. But yeah, I like how it is now. So that's my take on knowing the entertainment industry. I don't know. Curious, do you guys have similar takes? Please no talking about the Genshin content creator stuff. I don't want to bring too much attention to that, but yeah, curious if you guys also, if there are all their Oshinoko fans in the chat, what you guys think about the show too, because I like it a lot. As for other anime coming out this season, I wonder what we got. So let's actually take a look, because I haven't done my research yet, and I'm a little bit curious. So let's look up Summer 2024 anime lineup. Let's see what we got. Oshinoko's second season. Oh, the visual looks so good. I'm excited for that, man. Oh, it looks so good. Oh, the other thing, Oshinoko's animation, just really, really good. Oh man, really, really good. Oh wait. Ohayo, thumbnail Pog. Welcome in, Fridge. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, this thumbnail, Zatsu style Dan clone Jutsu. I don't know why I thought that was funny. It sounded a lot funnier in my head than when I actually put it out there, but there we are. But anyways, I didn't realize we had Tower of God Season 2 coming out. Interesting. I've heard that like Tower of God, the first season, which I watched, is like just like the prelude, the prologue. That's the right word. So hopefully that's going to be it will live up to the hype of like the rest of it, because I liked the concept and the storytelling was interesting. It's a little hard to follow, but yeah, I've heard it gets much better. So hopefully Tower of God will be fun, and hopefully we get another banger opening. That's what I care about. Other things coming out: Isekai Suicide Squad. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, I don't know how I feel about that. I've never been a big like DC or like superheroes person, so I'm a little curious on that. We also have a bunch of isekai stuff coming out. Okay, anything else that's coming out this season that seems interesting? Oh, Shikanoko no Konoko Koshitantan. That's, I'm definitely watching that. That looks like a banger. Holy cow. Shikanoko no Konoko Koshitantan. Shikanoko no Konoko Koshitantan. Shikanoko no... so catchy. So catchy. Okay, what else is going on? Is this a yaoi? Oh, BL, hell yeah. Okay, scrolling down the list. Nothing else really. Oh no, what's this? VTuber Nanda ga haishin kiri wasuretara densetsu ni natte. 20-year-old former wage slave Yuki Tanaka now works among her idols, the streamers of Live On, one of Japan's top VTuber companies. As the gorgeous, polite Awayuki Kokorone, she delivers only the most ladylike content. Unfortunately, her subscriber count and savings are at rock bottom. One evening, after Yuki thinks she's ended her stream, she cracks a few cold ones, more than a few cruel jokes while watching live on's video archives, but her viewers hear it all, and clips her body drunken commentary go viral overnight. Yuki thinks her career is over until her manager reveals that everyone at Live On has been waiting for her to snap all along and gives her free reign to drink on stream. What is this premise? Now, free of all feigned purity, she jumps right into her new rowdy drunk character and is welcomed into the fold by her fellow Live On VTubers who turn out to be just as crazy as she is. With her views and finances skyrocketing, Yuki's work, for the first time in her life, is actually fun. That's wild. What the heck? Is this just Miori Celesta's story? I'm just kidding. Actually, I don't know if Miori, like, drank before on stream back in the day, but, like... this sounds awfully similar. What the heck? This is cursed. This is cursed, but also sounds really funny. Well, we'll see. The house always does like some anime sampling every season, so I'll watch it in the anime sampling and we'll see how it is, but I'm very curious. Did she drink? I don't know if she drank back in the day, but she sure as hell does now. Good for her. As long as it makes her, yeah, as long as you're comfortable with it. You will never see me drink on stream, or if you do, it will not be much, because I'll probably die. My liver is just like, I don't know, my metabolism is like super fast, so like I get smashed really quickly off very little alcohol, and I'm also a stick, so like, yeah, I can't handle my alcohol very well, so I'll die. Hubby, it's 4 a.m. Shout out to all those Europeaners in chat, like, holy shit. Either get some sleep, or I don't know, cause this is a rough hour to be up. But Death Star, I hope you can get some sleep soon. Unless you work like night shift and stuff and you're used to these hours, but like, does not sound like it. My heart goes out to you guys. Okay, what else is there? Nothing else really seems like it's gonna really catch me unless there's some stuff that comes out. Sleep is for the weak. No. Okay, honestly, I would say the same. But guys, I've become a normal adult with my sleep schedule. I slept every day this weekend, which is really just Friday and Saturday. I've slept before midnight, which is nuts. Because usually I'm up until like 2 or 3 a.m. every day. And like this entire week, I've basically slept between like 10 and 11. Which is nuts. Like, I've been waking up before 7 a.m. most days. Like, that's crazy. I don't know how I'm doing it, because I'm used to just, like, wake up at noon. But it was really refreshing to wake up today and be like, wow, it's, like, 8 a.m. on a Sunday? I can actually get some stuff done. Like, I got so much done today. I cleared off, like, 5 piles of GA cards that were stacked up on my desk and kind of sorted them and kind of gave up on half of them. But I cleaned those up. Those have been there and piling up for like the past month or two. That's nuts. And I did like 4 loads of laundry. Oh shoot, my sheets are still in the laundry. I'm gonna have to get that later. Like I did like my underwear, I did my darks, I did my lights, I did my sheets. That's so much laundry. I never get that much done in a week. That's crazy. So like, yeah, getting started on that. I watched Kaiju. I like went grocery shopping, ate breakfast, which was a hot dog, got boba. That's nuts. And then I went and got dinner afterwards. I got pizza. It's like crazy. On top of like, I recorded, tuned, edited, and finished almost all the vocal editing for like the short cover, like all today. This like sleep schedule stuff is crazy. I honestly can hardly believe it. Like the fact that all you have to do is get used to sleeping at a decent hour, and then you wake up at a decent hour and you don't feel like drained because like you wake up at like noon and like half your day is gone. Like it's nuts. I feel like I did something else too. Maybe I didn't. Well, I browsed Twitter for a bunch, but that doesn't really count as something I did. But yeah, it's nuts. Like, I hate to sound like a normie, but like, any of you guys with broken sleep schedules, if you can like force yourself to like have to go to sleep at 10 in order to wake up at 6 for whatever reason, like, that shit's crazy. I don't get it. I can imagine if someone told me all these benefits, like, I wouldn't believe it. Like, I just wouldn't. I'd be like, yeah, whatever. It wouldn't actually drive any change. But because I've been forced to for work, it's like, dang, that's nuts. Man, I don't know what else to say. Was it really just lack the guilt from waking up at noon? Lack of guilt from waking up at noon? Honestly, yeah. I feel like the productivity, like, yeah, if I wake up at noon, like, it's just the guilt of, like, half the day is already gone. Where do I even start? But, like, you wake up and you're like, wait, it's, like, morning. I don't have to rush to, like, take a shower and skip, like, taking a shower so I can, like, get other stuff done throughout the day. It was just like, oh, you know, I'm up. Oh, I might as well shower and brush my teeth, shave, like, didn't do my hair, but I didn't care enough about that. I don't do my hair most days. It's just like, you know, I'm just hanging out. I might as well just work on this thing. Oh, you know, set up my laundry. Oh, you know, why don't I just stream later today? Set up a stream, post a thumbnail, post a tweet. Oh, that's what I did. Like, I also tweeted. Guys, that's crazy. I disappear off Twitter for like 5 days of the week, and then I tweet like 3 tweets in one day. That never happens. How do I go to my profile? What what? Hold on, not now. Wait, how do they added a new tab. Yeah, look at how many tweets I did. I did tweet about my stream, tweeted about the Sylvie figure I got, which I'll talk about soon. Tweet about Kaiju number 8. They're not popping off, but that's okay. Like, dang, I did stuff. That's nuts. But yeah, feels so guilty waking up at noon. I have like 50 missed calls. Okay, I don't have 50 missed calls. I'm not that popular or social, but yeah, tweet doesn't sound like a word anymore. I refuse to call them posts and reposts. They are retweets and tweets. It's just a better word. It's just so much more entertaining to do that. So yeah, they are tweets. They always will be tweets. But yeah, I definitely can't relate to 50 missed calls. I'll like scroll through my Discord servers that I'm in for sure. But like, yeah, I can't be that popular, guys. One thing I've realized more recently, actually, this kind of ties in, two things tie together, but I think I'm more introverted than I thought. I might have talked about this last stream, but honestly, I can't remember. But yeah, I definitely feel like I used to be a lot more extroverted in like these kinds of spaces. Over time, I've just become a little bit more laid back, maybe not so much wanting to be the center of attention. Maybe being a VTuber has like aided that, because I don't like want to draw too much attention to myself and have people like start doxing me or whatever, or like say something wrong. But like, I feel like I'm just chilled out a little bit more, and maybe just focused on my own stuff a little much. Like, I'm like, okay, today I have to work on this cover, I have to work on this, and like it kind of like, instead of being the social butterfly that I used to, like running around to all sorts of events, which I still kind of do, I'm like, okay, I'll pass on this event so I can work on this stuff. One observation that I kind of tied to that is, I think in psychology, I'm not a psychology person, but my friend who is, like, mentioned this stuff. Like, there's kinds of two main, like, social patterns that tend to exist with people. Like, there's people who ask questions, to continue conversations, and then there are people who make statements to make conversation. Like, think about it. I don't have all the background on this, but I'm just kind of paraphrasing on what I understood from like the posts and the stuff I read and the interpretation from my friend. But think about that. Like, have you ever noticed that? Like, there are some people who will just like make statements and then they'll kind of just keep going, and that's how the conversation starts. And then there are people who just kind of ask questions primarily, and like that kind of drives a back and forth in conversation. And the more I think about it, like, more recently I've noticed myself to be that type of person that asks questions. And I think also if you think about it. Or what my friend was saying was like, the people who tend to ask questions tend to be more on the introverted side of the spectrum, and people who make statements are usually more on the extroverted side. And when I kind of tied those two together, it was like, oh, that's really interesting, because I know I'm a VTuber and I'm like talking and making statements right now and kind of just stream of consciousness thing guys, what am I saying right now? But like when I am talking to other people, I don't like to just start talking about myself. I like to just like, oh, so what do you do? Like, oh, that's cool. I do that too. And then like ask questions to find middle ground, and then hopefully they ask the same questions back to me so that we can like have a conversation back and forth. And that's kind of how I like to think about it. But I don't know. Have you guys ever noticed that? Like what kind of, for those in chat, like what kind of person do you think you are? Are you more of a statement person or a question person? I think like one thing that was also tied to that observation is that conversation between question people that go back and forth, or like two types of questioners, like they tend to kind of feed each other because there's like an equal exchange of back and forth questions. And then with statement people, they also like state something, and then someone else states something related to that, and they can kind of continue like that. But sometimes, like when you have a question person and a statement person, like the statement person can feel unfulfilled because the question person isn't saying any statements for them to go off of, and the question person can feel unfulfilled because the other person isn't asking them about themselves, which is really interesting. You learn more about the other person if you ask questions, so I do that. Exactly, yeah, that's kind of my thing. I don't really like to, like, I do like to, if someone is interested in getting to know me, like, I like them to ask questions to me too. And like, if I want to know about people too, so I like to ask questions to them. But some people also just don't like being asked questions, because they just want to like talk about whatever they want to and stuff. You're a statement person, Hakuya? That's interesting. Yeah. I can see that. Listening is really important in conversation. I'm a listening person. Yeah, I think like listening and questions kind of tied together, because like you can have a question and then the person could like answer that, and then that's kind of like coming back more into listening rather than talking. Try to make sure I do both personally. If I get asked too many questions, it starts to feel like an interview. I think that's very fair. Also to Tasat-san, welcome in. But yeah, I guess that's true too. One thing that was also like really interesting that my friend observed was like, it's not always on like the question person for feeling unfulfilled that the other person like isn't like responding to their questions well. Sometimes the question people need to like put themselves out there more and ask better questions, which is something that I thought was really interesting. Like, you know, like, okay, maybe it's not that you're boring, it's just, or like the other person doesn't want to talk to you. It's just like, you're not asking the right questions to like a statement person to give them something to go off of, to start like making their statements, you know? Yeah. Tend to switch to questions for people who like to speak. Yeah. I feel like also, yeah, it's definitely a vibe check. Some people just naturally like to talk a lot more and like could dominate more conversations. And some people like to ask more questions and not do things. I personally enjoy like talking with quieter people, because usually, you know, they're just listening, but it's rare that they actually like get to or make an effort to talk about themselves. So when you do ask them questions and they respond well to it, I'm like, it's really interesting for me personally to get to know other people that way. I'm kind of a statement person. I'll ask questions when I'm interested in the topic, but I like chatting more than questioning. I think that's fair. Yeah. I think that's very fair too. It's very much like, I think people can flip-flop too. It's not like a hard line. Some topics you'll naturally be more interested in or have more to say about because you know more about them. So like, depending on the topic, you might feel more confident. And I think confidence and like familiarity might also tie into whether you become more of a statement or question person. Juicebox, welcome in. Kontomo, welcome. But yeah, I think it's kind of like you can gauge situations like that, but also it's something that's interesting to be aware of too, because you can think about like, oh, you know, when is this a good opportunity to be a question person, or is it a good opportunity to be a statement person? And you can also think about people that you might like kind of get along with but don't exactly, and think about like whether they are question or statement, and then maybe you can adjust the way you communicate with them to reflect that. I've kind of tried to start doing that recently. I don't know how helpful it is, but it's been fun because like you can stumble upon conversation topics if you start just like talking about things too. Because sometimes people just don't want to talk about themselves. Sometimes they're just tired, or like they didn't really like. You ask them a question and they're like, I never really thought about this too much, TBH. And it doesn't really spur a conversation. So sometimes statements like, it's like, oh, they can jump in and relate to that too. But yeah, I think it's all really interesting. But yeah, when I think back to me being in different environments, I think like I'm more introverted actually when it comes to the card game community because I'm relatively new to it. Like, I don't know cards super well. I don't know what's good or bad. So I like to kind of ask questions. And when people ask me for advice and stuff like, oh, like, how did you build this? I really like how you did this. Like, it encourages me to, like talk more. But I'm usually one of the people asking questions and like, oh, why do you think this works? Why do you think that works? So yeah, it's really, really interesting. But yeah, I'm also trying not to dox myself too crazy, so I don't like to talk about myself too much in the card game community, and I think that ties into things. But yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, yeah, mix of both, swap depending on the person, you know. Yeah, definitely. Like, there's some people too, like, yeah, some people too who are just quieter, and you just have to ask questions to get to know them because otherwise they'll just listen. And sometimes there are people that are loud, and you just kind of want to make statements to find a way to like make sure the conversation's like a two-way street. I think either way, whether you're a statement or question, it's important to observe whether the person you're talking to is like also responding and how they're responding, to see if like, you know, conversation is still being a two-way street. I mean, of course, if it's like your homie or something and you're just chilling, like, you don't always have to talk and fill that space. But like, yeah, if you are trying to have a conversation maybe with someone you don't know as well, like, it can be an interesting exercise, especially when you meet new people. Yeah, interesting stuff. Conversation is such an interesting topic in conversations, right? Man, I kind of miss talking with one of the said friend from college because like they would always have like such interesting learnings from their psychology classes, and then it would just be so fun to discuss them. I think it was always fun like talking about like oh, I'm forgetting, I'm blanking. It was always fun talking about that stuff though. like there's so many things that you just don't realize about human nature. I definitely could have been a psychology major if I fell into that hole. I feel like everyone actually likes being a psychology major because it's like, it's just human nature. It's natural. It's pretty natural to be curious about your own nature. And yeah, it's really fun like trying to figure out like, okay, like of the personality and like attachment styles and other things that are out there, like how do your friends compare? Like what type of person you are. It's like, it's kind of like the Myers-Briggs stuff, or like the type A, type B, type 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, type 1, 2, 3, ABC, stuff like that. But it's all really interesting. Psychology was the most popular major at my college, but I don't think they got jobs. Well, depends. I think like my friend has been pretty good with getting jobs, but yeah, psychology is notorious for not being great for the job market. Yeah, my friend is really resourceful though, and good with that stuff, so luckily they were able to get a job. But yeah, it reminds me, I think I don't want to talk about, well, one of my VTuber friends was a psychology major. I don't know if they've talked about it on stream, but if they've talked about it on stream, you'll probably know who it is. But yeah, psychology is so fascinating. For me personally, I love the criminology aspect of it. Oh, that's something I'm really curious about too. Like, what drives people to commit crimes? I'm always someone who's so scared about committing crimes. About like, what's the word? Like, you know, as a kid, you learn about smoking, and you're like, smoking is bad, and you're like, oh dang, I'd never smoke ever. That's so scary. And that most kids grow out of that. I'm still like, dang, that smoking shit's scary. So I'm like a wuss. I want to hurt others. Wait, what? Guys? Guys? Is that where it comes from? Psychology is really fascinating for me, but the lesson is king of dizzy, so many words. Yo, yeah. There are lots of words in psychology, and I just like the simple words, which is why I'm not an actual psychology major. I just like listening to the dumbed down talk about it. But yeah. But yeah, criminology is really interesting. You know, sometimes you have like intrusive thoughts, right? You're driving and you're like, what if I just like accidentally crashed right now or crashed on purpose? Like that's an intrusive thought. There's a difference between intrusive thoughts and like people who actually become criminals. Or is there? I don't know. Socioeconomic factors cluster personality types. Interesting. When I took psychology, really need to get a C or higher so you won't get a degree. Big time. Ah, yeah. C's get degrees but not jobs. Or maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know. I wonder what are cluster personality types? Let me look that up. Cluster personality disorders. What are these? I'm not gonna read the AI over. Personality disorders. People have unique personalities made up of a complex combination of different traits. Wait, this is what are okay, wait, hold on. What are 4 cluster B personality disorders? There are 4 personality disorders within cluster B. They include antisocial personality disorder, borderline personality disorder, histrionic personality disorder, and narcissistic personality disorder. Oh, interesting. Sorry, I was taking a Dare personality quiz. Oh, that makes much better sense now. Interesting. This is really interesting to read. So, someone who exhibits signs of both a narcissistic personality disorder and antisocial is sometimes referred to as a malignant narcissist. Oh, wait. I kind of want to read about each of these. So, antisocial personality describes a pattern of behavior which an individual regularly violates the physical and emotional rights of others, behaves recklessly, violently, or deceitful, and lacks remorse for any harm caused for others. Oh, prevalence rate is between 0.2 and 3.3%. That seems pretty high. 3%. Studying why some people become VTubers. Yeah, maybe that's a different type of personality line going on there. The borderline personality disorder is a condition characterized by chronic mood instability, unstable behavior, and difficulty maintaining personal relationships. Intense fear of abandonment. Oh, interesting. Self-harm, suicidal behavior, thought to be... Oh, interesting. I've never heard of this one. Histrionic personality disorder. People with histrionic personality disorder are self-centered, constantly seek attention. Is this not narcissistic? But behave and dress in inappropriate or seductive ways. Alright, that's definitely not me. Me wearing my dress. Not that I'm trying to relate to any of these, but like, it's so curious, like reading these and like, is that me? And you're like, no, it's not. It's great reading those parts and it's like, okay, no, that's not me. But yeah, I'm literally dressed in shorts and t-shirt. I look literally like, when I walk out, I look like I'm dressed like a middle schooler, which is a little sad. I don't look like a middle schooler, thank God. But sometimes people ask me what high school I go to, and it's a little sad because I'm like, I've graduated college, and I work a full-time job. It's a little sad. It's a little sad. I do that all the time. I gaslight myself into believing you're like, what if I am a narcissist? Well, that's kind of one of a... I think that's a narcissistic thing to say, actually, but... Let's see. Okay, wait. Highly dramatic and may display extreme emotions in public, often creating relationship problems as a result. Oh, definitely not me. I hate displaying my emotions in public. Okay. I say this as I'm like literally streaming, but yeah. You're gonna ask for student discounts if you look like a high schooler. True. They see me pull out my own credit card. They're like, you're not a high schooler. Means you look young, bro. Yeah, but I also don't want to be carded every time I go buy alcohol, which is not very often because I don't usually buy alcohol. But like, it's a little embarrassing when someone asks what high school you go to. Really is. No, I'm not a psychologist. Of what I want to type is completely off the drone from things I heard years ago. Ah, that's okay. But it's still interesting reading about this. Gives me a good stream topic to like look at, you know. Anyway, so narcissistic personality disorder, thought to affect anywhere from 1 to 6% of the population. That's pretty big. Characterized by grandiosity, a need for excessive admiration, a lack of empathy, manipulative and self-centered or demanding behavior. Someone with NPD cause significant distress for anyone who associates with them. Interesting. That's different from what I thought. I thought that would be like more like constantly seeking attention rather than I guess excessive admiration. Isn't it normal for high school teens to have credit cards now? I don't know. I didn't have a credit card when I was in high school, but I'm also like, not a bubble off. What's the word? I'm a late bloomer. That's the word. Like, I'm very much like late to the party on a lot of things. I'm pretty sure I talked about this, but like, yeah, partying. Now I'm ready to party, you know. I'm very much like behind the curve. Like I didn't start getting my driver's license until I was like halfway almost done with college actually. So it's not common for high schoolers to have credit cards. I guess it depends where you're from, you know. Some places might have different culture and what like yeah, I feel like United States probably closer towards being more like younger credit carding ages, you know. But like also I wouldn't trust me with money as a high school. Yeah, I wouldn't trust me with money as a high schooler. I didn't even have a job. So, yeah. I feel like you also shouldn't have a credit card unless you have a job, but I don't know how many high schoolers nowadays are getting jobs. Like I feel like in high school I was just way too busy. How could I possibly have had a job with all the homework and shit going on and having to do extracurriculars? Like also depends. Like some areas are more like you have to focus on school important. Other places are like you can kind of chill more in high school. So I guess it kind of depends there. Also depends on your needs. Like sometimes you have to get a job for family reasons and stuff. I still don't trust me with money. That's fair. Yeah, I don't trust me now with money. I trust like high school me more with money than I do with myself with money now, probably. Like, yeah, probably. Oh god, I'm buying so much random shit nowadays. It's like, I have a job, I can afford things. No, bitch, you need to save your money. Sometimes. Gambling addiction? Yeah. Honkai Star Rail. Guys, I need to save up because I need to drop money for Firefly probably because I don't play Star Rail enough to actually have enough gems saved up. So, because I don't want to invest the time to play in like the next week and a half before Firefly drops. So, yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. I look so young that no place would hire me. Is that really a thing? I feel like they just check like your birth certificate or like your identification and they can see your birthday and they're like, you're legal to hire. Unless it's like, oh, you look like a child, you're gonna drive away customers or something like that. I don't know, but that's interesting. But yeah, didn't start getting into the party mood until off-kai. I feel like it's also the spaces you're in. Like the more comfortable you are, the more you can adapt to things. Some people feel more felt like comfortable already, like partying in college. I did not feel comfortable in that situation. But like, when you have friends that are also partying, that are like more chill, that you get along with and feel comfortable with, that's when you can kind of like, oh, okay, I feel like I'm ready to do these things that I saw other people doing and trying out when they were younger than me. Yeah. Interesting. Anyways, back to learning about personality disorders. Oh, wait. The Honkai Star Rail grind never stops. Accidentally pulled Boot Hill and his light cone building pity for Firefly. No! That's truly gambling addiction. When you're like, I'll just build up pity. Just another one. Another one. Another one. And then you hit and you're like, no. No. That's rough. But yeah, okay. So cluster B versus other personality disorders. All personality disorders are deeply ingrained, rigid ways of behaving and thinking that can greatly affect the individual's relationships and mental well-being. There's a wide variety in the symptomology and interpersonal challenges caused by personality disorders based on similarities between certain disorders and a great possibility for overlap. The 10 disorders currently in the category are divided into 3 clusters, A, B, and C. Oh, interesting. I had no idea. Cluster B disorders draw significant attention because they are frequently portrayed in media. Because those with the disorders often wreak havoc on their personal relationships. They're the least common, according to whatever that is, estimates. Characterized by dramatic, manipulative, or emotional behaviors. A is characterized by odd and erratic behaviors, and C is characterized by anxious or fearful behaviors. Oh, within clusters, there's a significant overlap. Overlap can occur across clusters. Interesting. Let's see what else is there. What are cluster A? Off-kai did the opposite for me. Since last year, I'm the sober one at parties now. That's fair enough. I feel like it also depends. Like, if you feel like, if you're tired of the scene and tired of wrecking havoc on, like, your friend groups and stuff, I'm sure, like, yeah. Depends also if you have a drinking problem, too. Going sober is not the worst if you're, what's the word? If you have a problem with that. But, yeah. I've always been the sober person just because I'm usually the one driving, so out of a responsibility and somewhat of fear for not wanting to get too smashed and saying some stupid shit, I usually stay away from the alcohol. But yeah, it depends. Definitely can get you to loosen up sometimes. Okay, cluster A disorders. paranoid personality, schizoid, and schizotypal. I've never heard of that before. Personality disorder. Symptoms of each disorder vary. Clusters characterize behavior, thinking, unusual, eccentric, and suspicious. Interesting. And then there's also cluster C, avoidant, which would be avoidant, dependent, and obsessive compulsive. Anxious, fearful person. Oh, interesting. Huh. What is this? Is narcissism treatable? Few people with narcissistic personality disorder seek or want help. When they ask to do so, evidence suggests that some narcissists are capable of growth and change. However, slow and arduous, many clients drop out. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Okay, wait. I want to learn about what the other ones are. Okay, never mind. This is annoying to look through. Well, today I learned. That was certainly interesting. A sober gang. Yeah, it do be like that. I'm also scared of drinking too much alcohol because, like, I kind of get, like, a headache when I drink too much, and it just doesn't feel great. So, like, I try to avoid it as much as I can, but sometimes you go, I don't know. I've actually never gone too hard with alcohol, so I'm chilling. But, like, I definitely scared of it. Scared of, like, being that person barfing in the toilet at some point. Super bad drink last year just killed partying for me. Red wine, tequila in it. It was disgusting. Yeah, that sounds not good. I could see that. I don't particularly like the taste of most alcoholic drinks, but like definitely some are like, when it hits, which is like dangerous, right? If something like tastes really good and you just want to finish it because it tastes good, but if it's like, then you're just like, why am I even doing this? Am I doing this just for the thrill? And most of the times it's not worth it just for the thrill, you know? In my opinion. Some people just like to, woo, yippee, I like alcohol, but that's not me. I'm just doing whatever. I get dizzy and sleepy if I drink too much, so I only drink a little, only at home in case I need to vom and pass out. TBH, that's like me. I'm like, you know, I don't wanna have to vomit in someone's car. That's the worst. Or like in a place where I'm not comfortable. Like, I don't wanna feel like shit, so I try not to drink too much. And yeah, I do get sleepy too, so I'm just kind of like, I don't know. There's like a point where it's like, you know, the slightly tipsy where you're like, yee. But I also just don't like the feeling of having no faculties. Like when your head just feels like it's in a cloud. Like I remember drinking some and playing, like trying to play card games, and I was like Grand Archive, and I was like, guys, I think I played this card. And I was like, no, that's a bad idea, but I don't really know. So, and I feel like also sometimes when I'm like, really when I'm comfortable, I can talk enough anyways. So I don't need to like take the alcohol to like be social and be unhinged anyways. Cause naturally I'm a little unhinged, cause that's sometimes what happens. But did it because it was themed after my other Oshis. No, that's how they get you. Was never really a drinker. It's never really done anything for me. Yeah, I think that's fair to Tasat-san. Like, the only reason I kind of think of it as like something I'm a little more interested in now is because like there's situations where it's like, oh, you know, like situations where there's too many new people. I'm just like, guys, I don't know what to talk about. I'm too scared to talk to other people. So like sometimes it's like, okay, maybe this would help me like relax a little bit more. But then I'm gonna say stupid shit. But then if everyone else is kind of out of it too, it's like, maybe they're not gonna think about it too much. But yeah, relatively fine with alcohol. But as someone who was raised with a lot of responsibilities early on, I feel like it's my duty to be the sober friend. Yeah, and emergency driver. Yeah, I feel like, luckily, I don't have too many friends that go overboard on drinking anymore, so I don't feel that sense of responsibility. But when I did, I was like, you know, if no one else is gonna be the sober one, it's probably gonna be me. So I should probably just not, you know. Drinking isn't really my style. I'll stick to my gambling. Ooh, that's a choice. That's a choice to make. I guess both are expensive, but sometimes gambling can be a little bit more expensive than drinking. So, yeah. Now that it's legal here, I'm more of a 420 enjoyer. Makes me more talkative in social situations. Interesting. I feel like it might, well, I won't speak too much to where I live, but like if I were a weeder, as I like to call them, I don't know. I just don't like the thought. I don't know why drugs feel so much different to me than alcohol. I say this as someone who's never taken drugs, but like as a concept, like drugs feel like a different kind of step, you know? Not to judge anyone per se, but like personally for me, like I don't feel like I could move towards being a weeder, you know what I mean? That's just my personal stance. Also, like smoking in general, I just think about my vocal health and I'm like, whether, oh wait, someone's knocking on my door, hold on. All right. I'm back. Okay. Anyways, what was I saying? Turns out I just needed to check my Discord for something. Oopsies. Anyways, what was I saying? Where was I with chat? 90% of gamblers quit right before they hit it big. Alcohol being a gateway drug. Yeah, that's definitely a good point to make. Alcohol is kind of a gateway drug to doing other things. But yeah, smoking. Yeah, I don't want to jeopardize my vocal health. I'm very scared of like vocal damage, so I would never really like move in that direction because I just don't really like it. You don't want to be a weeder because it's a different step, and you think about your vocal health. Yeah. Yes. In America, we shut out a lot of drugs and embrace alcohol, so it's definitely a cultural thing there. Yeah, definitely. I think it's definitely a cultural thing. Like some places, it's very much like, you know, being a weeder is fine, and stuff like that. There are other scarier drugs out there that it's like, dang, that's crazy. But yeah. Anyways, I did check my messages. I think I do gotta go wrap up soon to go do some stuff. But we've been streaming for like a good hour, which is actually like quite good. Edibles are good for non-smokers. That is true. That is also a thing. That said, I never tried it. I do know that I also have some like, what is it? Like liver problems, or not liver problems, but like I do have some kind of health complication where my doctors have recommended not doing that kind of stuff. So that also scares me a little bit from like just foreign substance intake in general. Like, yeah. But yeah, smoking scares me even now. Like my friend spoke and it's mad to me, TBH. Yeah, honestly, vocal health, just health in general, I worry a lot about it. Same way, consider using my voice, but smoking would just screw me over. Yeah, that's fair. But I mean, to those who choose to do it, it's definitely your choice. Yeah, and I don't blame you for it, you know. To some people, if you can enjoy what you can enjoy and be safe about it, that's totally good. Like, do whatever you want. You know? Damn, it took me an hour to wash the dishes. That's crazy. Need help styling your off-kai wig? I think I do have an offer from someone to help with my off-kai wig for future Tomo cosplays. So I think I am good, but I do need help. I do need help from that person that is offered. So yeah, we'll see. But yeah. Anyways, so yeah, the knock on my door. I do have to wrap up stream now, so that's okay because I'm gonna go back to mixing and working on this cover, and hopefully it's going to be a banger. I hope I can do like more regularly, like these chatting streams, because they are really fun. It's a good outlet for me too, just to talk about random shit, and it's just enjoyable. I actually enjoy these types of streams a little more than games because I get to interact with the chat more. I get to just hang out. Games, I'm like a little focused on something and I have to worry, like in the back of my head, I'm worried about being entertaining. But like this is just like, you know, so yeah. But So we do have to wrap off now. Some good fun conversations. Thanks for stopping by. I'm actually remembering that rating is a thing. So we are going to see if there's anyone to redirect to. Who can I raid into without being super cringe? None of these guys are really my... I don't know any of these guys super well. So I'm just gonna play it safe, maybe not. I'm scared of people, but that's okay. Anyways, thanks for coming, everyone. Appreciate everyone stopping by, and hopefully see you all next week for some more topics and some more chatting. All right, Otsutomo, stay poggers, everyone, and I'll see you guys all next one. Peace.
What is up, guys? Thank you so much for watching. Before you go, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. We're almost to 100k subscribers, so if you could hit the bell and share, I'd really appreciate it. I post every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, so I'll be sure to make it worth your time. Alright, that's all, my dudes. Remember, as always, love, peace, and weed.